Well, thank you for coming, my man. Thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you for everybody who came out. I know that it's Corona Tuesdays.
So let's get right into it. Daymond, I'd like to ask you, what makes this book different?
I know a lot of people have been hearing my interviews, and I want to make sure that I don't sound redundant and come up with various different points. There's a lot of different points, but I think that the difference in this book was the fact that I didn't realize so many people feel powerless over the course of their life. And when I spoke to them, and it doesn't come natural to me, and sometimes I'm too close to whoever I am. But so many people have felt, and they approached me. It was like 1 month that people were saying, somebody took all the power away from me, or somebody's in my way in my office, or at this place or that place. They're not giving me power. Somebody won't give me the shot. And it dawned on me that there's so many people out there that think that there's somebody else is going to come and get them off the couch and say, I'm going to make you more successful than I am, right? And that's just not going to happen. But the little adjustments that I made in my life over the course of my years on this planet, I didn't know that I was shifting power to myself and to others, and in return they were shifting power back to me. So then I went out to seek other people that I was, having conversations with, like the Cubans of the world, or people you may not know, like a guy named Billie Jean, who was an excellent marketer on Facebook, or Billie Jean King, who obviously realized that women were not being represented properly in sports, and she changed the way that women are represented in sports, period, around the world. And how is one person going to do that? And I realized that there was a lot of keys, and people always thought that the only way that I'm going to be successful is that 1 minute I catch with Daymond John in an elevator, or that time that I get to be on Shark Tank, or the day I got to go down to the bank, or whatever the case is. And it's not that time. It's like, it's like expecting to run a marathon, but never put in any work, and you expect to run the 26 miles, but you didn't start off just running 2 and then running 5 and then staying at 5 and then taking it up and preparing you for the long distance run. So a lot of people just think it's the time that they need to arrive. And I think that maybe social media is one of the biggest challenges, because everybody on social media just shows you how great they're doing. And they're just as fucked up as everybody else, but they're only showing you their vacation pictures. They're only showing you when they get a big check or when they get a car. They never show you when the car gets repoed. Right? And I think that we have this false sense of insecurity, because we keep looking at everybody's sizzle reel and instead of their blooper reel. And so I wanted to give people the ability to shift power. I wanted to give them as many nuggets as I could to take away in a very simple way of speaking. Not scientific, not super technical, and things that they can put small actions in today. Meaning, in this crowd, you can do some of this stuff today, and then it'll slowly compound over their period of growth.
Great, thank you for that. So back there, we kind of reminisced a bit.
Yeah.
You remember what you said to me? Can you share with the crowd?
Well, the fact that I met you on my... That's not
good.
That's not good. That's not good. That's Tito. That's the Tito virus with soda. Isn't that
trying
crazy?
to take out our leaders, y'all.
Isn't that crazy? Somebody just coughs these days and you're like, ooh. I met you, it was 4 years ago in Harlem, when you were a guest or in the audience at something like this, and today you're on stage with me, right? And I'm absolutely. That's exactly what I talk about in the book. He built influence with me, checked them out, other people checked them out. Then he negotiated what was in the best interest for me to be here, which would be, how do I get this book out to you so that I empower you? And I have no question in my mind that we will nurture this relationship for many years to come.
Okay.
It's just like every one of you who see people in the room. This is all about you. I'm such an optimistic person, but it's like a lot of people are taking this time to stay home and make excuses not to go to work. And I understand you're very concerned about your health, but some of these people are saying, Well, because everybody else is doing that, there's going to be least people in that room and more of the A-type personalities that I can work with over the future.
Right.
And yes, this thing may get bad or may get better, but I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity right now. And that's what you did. And it reminds me of when I was starting out. When I was starting out in the clothing business, we used to all gather in little spots. It was me, Shabazz Brothers, Walker Ware, Tony Shellman from Aniche, Mecca, and we would all just gather in these little places, and there was only like 6 or 7 of us, and we were all admiring Carl Kanai and Cross Colors, but we would eventually start to know each other over the years and start to work with each other and create other and bigger and better brands.
So can you share any stories about how you position your brand for that power shift moment for you?
Yeah, so again, I didn't know that I was acting out the technique, but I was building influence, and I shared in the book, and I've said on some interviews, one of the first ways that I did it was, growing up in Hollis, Queens, there's obviously a lot of rappers that came from Hollis, Queens. However, there were probably like 10 or 15 rappers that came from there, but when very little other rappers existed, really, maybe you would have some of the Bronx. So these guys, I mean, LL was like massive. He was huge, like in '86, right? Think about how big LL and Run DMC were in '86. And I knew that I couldn't get to L to have him wear my clothes. So what did I do? I said, well, how am I going to build influence with L? I can have the people in the neighborhood say that I'm a good guy, but no, that's cool. But what does that do for him? But I realized all the big guys in the neighborhood. Is this my water?
Yes.
I realized all the big guys in the neighborhood didn't have many clothing options. They weren't cool like you with no socks on.
Thank you.
So I realized that they only had Rochester Big and Tall to go to. They wear a big white shirt or a big black shirt, or they didn't have enough money for custom clothing, but they didn't have anything stylish. So I had enough money for 50 shirts, and I embroidered 50 5Xs and 6Xs. I gave it to all these guys because I realized that the cool kids and or the rapper would wear it once and throw it away or give it to somebody else because they wanted to be seen in it again. But these guys would wear it 10 times every single month. Mm-hmm. These guys ended up being in front of the red ropes and in front of being the bodyguards and being all these people that were around the rappers. And the rappers started to get used to my stuff. But I was giving it to rappers, guys around LL, as well as guys around this guy named Beast, who was around Ralph McDaniels. And Ralph McDaniels, as we all remember, Video Music Box, if you're not from New York. Ralph is a legend. I don't care any rapper out today that is anywhere from 40 to 55. They owe Ralph a big, a big thank you, because without him, they probably would not have been known. MTV wasn't playing music for African Americans, right? And he's still boots on the ground in the city, doing what he has to do. But this guy, B, started being around Ralph, and Ralph started saying, what is this? What is this stuff you're always wearing? And I got people accustomed to the brand that weren't even wearing it, meaning all the rappers and artists, because they started to see the logo. So I knew I wouldn't be able to meet Ralph in New York because Ralph was like a god in New York. So I just found out when Ralph was going to do the Teddy Riley weekend down in Virginia. And my friends and I took a train and a bus, and it took us about, I don't know how long, 8 hours to get down there, just so